Hey everyone, Chris Lambert for Film Colossus here, and today I wanted to talk about Across the Spiderverse, the title. It has a little more meaning than you might initially suspect. So when you first hear the title and even see the movie, you might not think anything more than it just describes the fact that we're seeing multiple dimensions within the Spider-Verse. In the first movie, Into the Spider-Verse, we just got introduced to the concept, right? But 99% of the movie took place in Miles's Earth, or Miles's universe. And we didn't really see much more of it, even though we knew there were different worlds. So the title Across the Spider-Verse implies the fact that Miles is going to go on this journey, that we as the viewer are going to span the Spider-Verse and see these other worlds, universes, dimensions, and that happens. You know, the movie lives up to that expectation, and because of that, you just kind of shrug and go, okay, you know, it's a very literal description, but there's actually more going on. And it has to do with the conflict between Miles and Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. So 2099 explains to Miles that there are canon events that are part of the giant web that unites all the spider people, and that these events are unavoidable. And if they're broken, missed, interrupted, it can cause the actual eradication of that universe, which is a huge, huge deal. But part of it's, you know, the canon events are things like Uncle Ben dying, or Miles's uncle passing away, some uncle figure. There's also Gwen Stacy loving Spider-Man or Peter Parker, or in this case, Miles, and that relationship always being doomed. And then they talk specifically about a police captain who's close to Spider-Man passing away. In Gwen's world, that would have been her father until he retires at the end of the movie. But in Miles's world, it's his dad who's getting promoted to a police captain. And Spot even threatens Miles with that very thing. I'm going to get rid of your dad, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And we know that this is this canon event and that it's dangerous for Miles to stop it. So when Miles is told that he can't save his dad, that he shouldn't have saved the police chief in Spider-Man India's world, he doesn't like that, because they're supposed to be the good guys. They're supposed to save people no matter what, but yet you're being told that you have to let people perish, and that does not sit well with him. So now suddenly there's this conflict of Miles either has to fall in line and follow the events of the canon, or he's going to break free of that. So the rules of the Spider-Verse are the rules throughout the Spider-Verse, right? And another way of phrasing that idea of throughout the Spider-Verse is across the Spider-Verse. So Miles is dealing with these rules, these laws, this sense of fate that spans across the entirety of the Spider-Verse. And he's trying to break that. He's trying to fight back against it. And we see this in the early scene where he's supposed to meet with the guidance counselor. And the counselor asks him, who are you? What do you want to do? What's your future? And they're trying to put what Miles is going to do on this sheet of paper, but the paper is blank. And that is such an important motif and visual and symbol for the movie, in the fact that what Spider-Man 2099 is telling Miles is that this piece of paper is already written. You have to have this thing and this thing and this thing. It's just that way across the Spider-Verse. And Miles is saying, no, I'm going to write my own future. I'm going to change the rules. And we see that mostly in real life as well. Most of us grow up being told that these are the steps that you take in life. At this age, you graduate high school. At this age, you go to college. At this age, you graduate college and then get a job. And then at this age, you get married and have kids. And you're told what kind of jobs you maybe should get, shouldn't get, where you should live, where you shouldn't live. There are all these societal expectations that are put upon us, that there's a very youthful energy to want to break free from that and forge your own path and be your own person. And there are some things that are good. There are some things that are unavoidable, right? But that doesn't mean everything is good, that everything is unavoidable. That just because that's how other people do it, it doesn't mean that's how you have to do it. So Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse are taking that very kind of general concept that most of us have felt at some point in our lives and defamiliarizing it through Miles Morales being Spider-Man and having these rules that are spider specific. But it really just gets back to the same kind of thing as a cool hand Luke, right? If you've ever seen that movie, or Tigerland, or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, about these rebellions against society and the rules of society. So it's cool that the title has that just general broader meaning of we're going galloping through the Spiderverse, as well as the deeper meaning of across the Spiderverse there are these rules and Miles is going to break them. So I love the little nuance of that. Not a huge game-changing thing, right? But this movie is so full of artistry and care and grace that it having that three-dimensionality to it, or dynamics to it that's not just the superficial obvious thing, is really cool because it just fits with the whole style and flair and beauty of this movie. So that's it for now. If you're enjoying the Film Colossus analysis, we have our website, Film Colossus, where it's full of movie guides that help you better understand the titles, themes, ending, motifs, key shots of movies, dozens and dozens, hundreds of movies. So check out the website. We also have a podcast, Film Colossus. You can find it on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Until next time, cheers.